Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this is something I thought we'll never see. However, this is the typical stuff that happens in the streets all the time, more common than we actually know it. Dudes who call themselves brothers, you know, family and all that stuff, end up falling out over the smallest of things, whether it's money, girls, especially girls, but usually something very, very petty or small. And it seems like that's what we're seeing here with Rowdy Rebel and Bobby Shmurda. Yes, you heard me right. Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. Now, these are the same two who blew up around 2014 with songs like Computers and Hot N-Word. And then shortly after their success, they would be arrested and hit with the charges of conspiracy to commit murder, reckless endangerment, drug and gun possession, murder, and attempted murder. Now, the loyalty between the two would get even deeper when Bobby would take more time on his behalf in order for Rowdy Rebel to come home early instead of getting a longer sentence. So with all that being said, you would think that nothing can come in between the dynamic duo, but unfortunately, you'll be wrong. Now recently, Bobby Shmurda has linked up with GD rapper Duke Deuce, who's from Memphis, Tennessee. Never hesitates to let it be known the gang he reps. Everything started as Bobby Shmurda will let it be known that he's collaborating with Duke Deuce on a new song, despite some of his affiliates not being fans of the GDs and rocking with BDs instead. Now, if y'all remember, this kind of stems back even as far as when Fivio Foreign linked up with King Von for their song I Am What I Am, and Fivio Foreign mentioned that he has GDK tatted on his back. Keep in mind that Fivio Foreign, Rowdy Rebel, Bobby Shmurda, they all hang with the same crowd, so it's surprising that Bobby Shmurda will link up with the opposite side. Also, Rowdy Rebel has a recent track named Wham, where in one of the bars he says, quote, "How long you been GDK? Before Chief Keef." Alright, so that lets you know where it stands when it comes to what Rowdy and the GS9 affiliates are banging and why they have a problem with Bobby Shmurda collaborating with Duke Deuce. Not to mention, if you into any of the gang politics, then you know that the Crips and GDs just don't mix for whatever reason. I kind of know why, but I'm not really knowledgeable enough to speak on it and break it down, so I'd rather not even say anything, just so I don't feed y'all any false information. Now, Bobby made a post previewing the song with a clip of an in-studio footage of him going crazy in the studio in typical Bobby fashion. Meanwhile, the caption was pretty interesting because Bobby said, quote, "It's too much money to be fighting over this gang-ish. Who ready for me and my N-word at Duke Deuce to drop this? Fire emoji." Now, I see what Bobby's motive is and what he's trying to do, because to me, it seems like he's trying to end all the violence and try to bridge the gap between the GDs and the Crips by collaborating with Duke and putting that in the caption. However, we all know that just because you may feel like bridging the gap and kumbaya doesn't mean that everyone else is going to be on board and be on the same page. And I'll get back to that later. But to make matters a little more interesting, Duke Deuce responded to the post in the comments and he said, quote, "G's," and he put the rakes emoji, and C's, putting the wheelchair emoji. Now for y'all that aren't too caught up with what those emojis symbolize, the rakes is for the GDs, of course, and the wheelchair emoji symbolize the Crips. You know, pretty much saying that they're making the GD and Crip connection. And Bobby Shmurda replied to that comment saying, quote, "We stamping that B word," and he put a bunch of emojis and then said, "F them mean." But y'all know that wasn't going to just fly with everybody, like I stated earlier. Once Rowdy Rebel caught wind of everything taking place, him along with a few other GS9 members and affiliates like 1090 Scrap, Rowdy Rebel's brother Fetty Luciano, they expressed how they felt towards the collaboration between Duke Deuce and your boy Bobby Shmurda. Now Rowdy immediately took to his Instagram story and posted saying, quote, "GDK" in big letters. Then he reposted an Instagram story by 1090 Scrap where he reposted Rowdy's latest video and added a caption saying, quote, "They can't bump to the 9 or the floors, only the Demons In GDK members." Y'all pretty much know where he was getting at with the subliminal saying only GDK members. So, you know, y'all put that together. Now, Fede Luciano, who is Rowdy's biological brother, would repost what Scrap said to his IG story and agreed, saying, quote, "On bro, cool face emoji and demon face emoji." Now, 1090 Scrap would take it a little bit further by throwing a sub and reposting Lil Zay Osama's "F my cousin" and captioning his story, saying, quote, "This is so deep right now, exclamation marks." So it's clear that these guys who are affiliated with Bobby Shmurda at one point in time isn't feeling that move, and they're letting it be known. Whether he's trying to spark the connection between the two sets, or whatever he's trying to do, and they're just simply not with it. And once again, I understand both sides, because you got some people that done lost family members and friends over this. You got some people who they don't care what it is, they not with it. And rightfully so, because that's the streets. Now, Bobby Shmurda would reply to all the talks about this move, collaborating with Duke Deuce, as he would go on his Instagram story to say, quote, "Mind you, these people are older than me, and look what's on their minds." Laughing emojis. "I would hate to be their kids." Laughing emojis. "If you ain't on grown, ish, what the F is you doing with me?" Now, I don't know if y'all peep what he did there, but he also used 5-Year Foreign reference in the same song where he said "GDK on my back" and just flipped in his own words. He kind of went a little too far with the kids. You know how some people could take it. When you start mentioning kids and family members, especially the kids though, a lot of people was like no coming back from. So you could say something and we could probably talk it out, but once you start bringing the kids into it, it's kind of interesting. Now, Bobby will also go on to repost positive motivational videos. I'm guessing to like subliminally, talk to them guys and let them know that he don't care. Simple as that. He don't really care what they saying. He's going to do what he want, whether they like it or not. And I respect it on those terms because he's standing for whatever he believes. Whether y'all feel is right or wrong, that's how he feel. And he's trying to make peace, so it just is what it is. Now, like I said earlier, everyone is not going to be on the same page whenever someone is trying to make amends on something and try to make peace. And it could be for various reasons, And I get it, because you can't tell someone who lost a family member or a friend to the streets how to feel. You also can't expect for them to just be with making amends, because everyone may not feel the same as you. You may have not even lost anybody to the streets, or the beef with you might not be as deep as it is with the next person. So you may not have, much of a care to make amends and make things right, and whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, the other guy feel a different way. Some people want their own get back. Some people don't care about making peace and all that. And if they lost someone to the streets, honestly, I don't expect them to agree with making peace, because we don't know how they feel. However, all I'm asking is, if you do see someone else trying to make peace, and do what's right, whether you agree with them or not, don't bash them for it, man. If you're not going to help, or if you're not going to be a part of it, then that's just one thing. Keep your distance. You don't even got to deal with the person. But at the end of the day, don't try to scrutinize that man. I feel personally, if these guys felt the way about Bobby doing what he did, instead of taking to the internet, first, why not hit that man up? Why not call that man? I seen someone say this, and they could be wrong, they could be right, but one person said, well, this is the same man that took more time just so he can get out. So why would the first place be for him to run to the internet? I thought they bond would be a little more closer than that. These are the guys, right? So why would he come to the internet first? Now, granted, I don't know if maybe he tried to call Bobby Shmurda first, or maybe, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but it don't seem to me as if he tried to call this man first, because if he did, I don't think it would have gone as far as being on the internet first. And the first thing a lot of these guys, in the industry, the first thing they say is, oh, the bloggers in our business, this one in our business, the gossip sites. Well, guess what? Y'all put us in y'all business. This didn't have to come to the internet. This could have been behind the scenes. Why bring your business to the internet, man? I hope these guys patch it out before it gets a little too far. As of right now, nobody lost their life. Nobody got hands put on them. Nobody went too crazy with dissing each other. So it's still something they can make amends and patch up before it gets out of hand. Y'all know sometimes social media could be the devil. Something so small, so minute, could grow into something that it didn't need to be because social media instigated it. So before it gets to that point and get out of hand, I hope these guys patch it up. They got a crazy history with each other. They really know each other. They really cool. They really did time together. They don't need to be on the internet, you know, kind of subliminally going back and forth with each other. It's just, you know, not what it is. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.